Hi all. I've taught this class off and on since I started teaching for UOP back in 2010. This is a really hard class to structure because it covers ecology, the study of the factors and processes that influence where all of the organisms of the world live and how abundant they are in their different locations, and evolution, the study of the factors and processes that influence the survival and reproduction of all of the organisms that have ever lived across the entire existence of life on Earth, going back millions, billions of years. It's a pretty tall order to capture all of that in a 5-week class, so the course designers have always struggled to make this a coherent class. And for the bulk of the 12+ years that I've been teaching it, this class really didn't have a central focus or take-home message. The last time I taught this class, this past spring, the students had to read parts of 25 textbook chapters. It's really hard to get depth of learning that way. You're all fortunate to be taking a newly revised version of Bio 315. There are no team projects, which most of you are probably happy about. There's a better integration of ecological concepts with evolutionary concepts, and most importantly, there's a central focus, melding common general public knowledge with the precision that science is based on. So each week we'll focus on general public understanding and scientific understanding of concepts from ecology and evolution. And each week we'll have an assignment where we read and break down different aspects of scientific research articles to try to understand how they're constructed and why that's important. And in weeks 3, 4, and 5, you'll work on summative assessments, which are intended to give you experience putting together information from scientific research articles into communications intended for a more general public audience, or for administrators in an environmental agency, or for the professional scientific community. I really like that central focus of this class on scientific communication. As people going into environmental science, your ability to communicate scientific understanding and how that might impact policy and practice will be critical. That's true whether you're a park ranger, or a game warden, or a school teacher, or you work in an environmental services division of an oil company, or you become a research scientist. Here's a really interesting article from the Pew Research Center, 2015. It discusses surveys in the general public and among scientists on a variety of topics. And it focuses on differences between scientists' perception of science versus the general public perception of science. In a lot of ways, the general public perception of the importance and reliability of science has diminished, and that was in 2015. I'm guessing that now, in the post-pandemic 2022, that general public perception of the importance of, and especially the reliability of science, has plummeted. And that has impact on every one of you who's trying to go into a science-based environmental career. Let's examine two very common, polar opposite perceptions of science, both of which have some elements of reality, but neither of which is an accurate perception. Pick one of them. The one that is furthest from your own perception would be more fun. And investigate the processes of science, get down into the weeds of how science works and how science ideas and discoveries are made and propagated that support this view and that invalidate this view. So scientists prove scientific theories, or scientists can make their data say anything they want. Thanks. Travis.